who just looked unhappy for some reason, steaming her head. So I just thought, what the she blanked, not at me, just whatever in her own little life. I felt something from her. And then about within a minute later, I see a little girl, little blonde-haired girl. And what made me look at the blonde-haired girl was in this shopping centre that's full of that kind. That kind, and you can see it blatant draw like that. And I'm fuming. And I'm fuming with the man now. Carry on with my journey, do a left, get round the corner, go to the Burger King in this shopping place, order myself a scran and see a young lad sat there in a school uniform with a bag on him, looking lost. Waiting there for his food. Me thinking now, it's like that with the blonde hair, the woman. I'd lost a temper with something and steamed out the shopping centre, left her son at the burger gaff and had a little girl trying to find her. And that type of mother needs slapping all over the gaff. Why? Because the way them old men were layering over their young girl made me sick, mate. It was an eye-opener to just what risks your kids have got, mate. You cannot turn back on them children at all, mate. Honest to God. Honest to God, you got to keep your eyes open, mate. When you go in them shops with that kind, look how they're treating your young girl. You think it's being kind. Oh, how are you? You're okay? Do you want an extra sweet? You remember years ago when you were going to school, if someone offers you sweets, if someone wants to show you the puppies in the car, you say no and you run. It's the same tactics en masse off them. Do you understand what I'm saying? You go into your little dirty corner shop and they're all over your kids. You think they're just being polite and pleasant because they've had the shop for 3 or 4 years. Nah, they're that way inclined. All of them. I wouldn't even take your kid in one of the shops. Why? Because there's cameras all over the places. You don't even know where they are. Your kids with school uniforms on, standing dead close to the counter, that's too big for them. And they've got a camera where the chocolates are here. Don't think it's not happening. I don't know why you underestimate the shit. You should boycott your corner shops. You should boycott your kebab houses. You should not give them your money or give your any opportunity to interact with your kids. I'm telling you, mate, trust me. Every estate's got one. Every estate's got one. Why isn't that a Scouser? Doesn't even matter if they're Scousers, mate. It's just the way they are. Not all of them, obviously. But the ones that have been here for 5 years trying to talk like Scousers, definitely. They all need boycotting. If you're on your street and you've got a suspect living in the house in the corner, why? Because he's dead kind to your kids and he always comes out and engages with them. What would you do? What would you do as a community, as a man, as a dad, as a brother, as a son? What would you do if you had a suspect in the corner on your community? You'd get him gone. So you see that shop that sprouted up in the 90s out of nowhere with Mo and Khalifa in there. Suspects for decades. Why are they still sat there taking all your dough? Your mum's dough, your kids' dough, your nana's dough, your neighbour's dough. Why are they still in the centre of this community, pushing the shit out? Get rid. It's like any other suspect on your estate. Get the rid. They are what they are. That's the way they behave. You can't stop them behaving that way. So get them out of the environment. It's as simple as that. Don't cater for them. Come round and bow down to them. Get out. You're a danger to our women and children. Move. You've got the option to move. If you don't move, you're getting moved. Simple as that, mate. Trust me. Because you see in Liverpool and the surrounding areas that are covered by different councils because they don't want the blame on the city of Liverpool. Don't think it hasn't been happening in Kirkby. Don't think it hasn't been happening in Southport. Don't think it hasn't been happening in Skelmersdale. Don't think it hasn't been happening in all these little towns where them get up shop. Trust me. If we were getting the true facts about these grooming allegations, not even allegations, if we were getting the true facts about what's been happening in all them places in Greater Manchester and up north and in Liverpool, if we were getting the true facts, do you know how many times the children would have been instigated and captivated at the local shops? They're not just turning up at the schools and going, yo, it's the shops. And if you get the true details of everything that's gone on in the last 20 years up and down this country about this, and how many victims' first initial interaction with the monsters is in your calling shops, and it's fact. They don't want you to know it. Why? Because every corner shop would be burnt in a flash. Wouldn't it? All them little horrible sweaty places where they all just open up and all just buzz off it. And honest, your kebab houses, your taxi ranks, your HMOs, some of them, the rough ones where you've got your punters with kids and that in them. You know, all these ones, don't think it's not. I'm warning you, mate. This has not come out yet. You're getting a tip of the iceberg with all this shit, you know. I've told my bird, when you go in that shop, you leave the kids in the car. Because my bird's been worried about them in Truebrook for years. Years. Truebrook's rife with it, mate. Truebrook is fucking rife with it, mate. Honest to God, Breck Road, Lower Breck Road has been like it since they first opened the shops, mate. 85, 88. Honest to God. The local drug dealers mix with them and that. Treat them like they're one of the boys. Why? Because they can get their hands on parcels from Manchester and places. You know, when there's a drought on in the area, these in this shop can get their hands on the shit. Them saints have been abusing the girls in the area for years. That's why half of the girls are shit scared, because they know they're connected with all the local drug dealers and gangsters. It's not bullshit, you know. For some reason, the mindset on this topic is they're all old men. For some mad reason, the news are saying old men, and they're talking about their ages being 40s and 50s. So in the mind of the public, these are all old men doing these offences. They're 40 when they're arrested. They're in the 40s when they're arrested. When they're committing their offences, they're 18 and 19 selling drugs. If they're not selling drugs, they're being introduced by the drug dealer to this girl on drinking drugs. Honest. So when you're looking up there at all these dirty old men behind the counters, and when you go into the shop and you've got the young men behind the counters, all dressed in Gucci, Versace, fake clothes, but your kids love that shit. Don't think they're not the same as that are years later. Don't think these young little that set up that shop with their old fella and think that the boys getting on. Don't think they're not on the same page. They're on the same page. If they can get into your 14-year-old daughter, they would. This is what I'm saying to you. So don't be looking up there at all the old men. Look at the fresh ones that are still doing it in day, right now, under your noses. Flying round in the financed S3s. The golf's all on finance, all on drip because of daddy's shop. These are getting your nice, beautiful white girl in the passenger seat, like he wants to be the girlfriend, like he wants to marry her. Your birds, your daughter's besotted with him. Nice car, watch, fake clothes, giving a little bit of money, bit of vapes. A year down the line, it's over for her. She's gone, she's turned her back on you, and she's off down there getting used and abused by not just him, but his dad, his uncles, his mates. Fact. So stop looking up there at the old men and start looking at the dirty, slimy little drug dealing rats that exist right in front of your faces, all over your city. And it doesn't matter what part you go into, you'll have the same in Southport, you'll have the same in Bolton, you'll have the same wherever you go, you'll have that flash little sex offender in front of your face, looking at your kids. Pink and dirty. Honest to God, mate, I can't stand it. It's getting me bad, mate. You can all turn blind eye to it, mate. I just can't. I can't turn blind eyes to it, mate. But you're probably, you know, you're being looking above the bar instead of looking at the goal. And the goal is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, up to 25 years. Pakistani lads looking to groom and abuse your children. Not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of them. Don't think they're not.